We, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. We, the people, are free.
Look, it's a little bit of a mess tonight, and hopefully...
Literally, Dave.
Literally.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it, Dave.
Yeah, so well, it's almost like you guys already know what I'm going to talk about, and that's ruining the raw nature of it.
I just know this, just the tip, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not as prepared as I usually am. We're just winging it tonight. Because am I frozen?
Why is that, Dave?
Yeah, you look frozen, Dave.
Wait, we're going to be talking about Mike Myers, Austin Powers. Are you in one of his frozen time capsules?
I guess.
I hear you fine.
But my face is frozen on the screen, isn't it?
Yeah, which is, sometimes maybe an improvement.
I was thinking about imagine just this is perpetually Dave.
Why am I frozen?
It's just a ventriloquist.
Dave, now you're trying to pretend like you're me, right?
You can hear me, right?
We can hear you fine.
Why am I frozen?
I don't know. Maybe it's
let
all
it
that.
go.
I know that Elsa. No,
all right. Well, we're live, so I'm putting myself backstage and coming back here. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
We are live. We are live, Dave.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Is this our moment to talk shit on Dave while he's not here?
Nope, I'm still frozen.
He's back and he's frozen.
I'm still.
That is funny, Dave.
This is the beauty of live.
This is live TV.
You know what? We need a Gutfeld budget up in this bitch, okay?
Yeah,
because Greg Boy isn't dealing with this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
This is a serious problem. I'm sitting here.
Someone out there with a with money who wants to give us a Gutfeld budget.
Make it rain on us.
Yeah, come on out.
Puppet, do a little stripper puppet dance. Maybe they'll make it rain on you. I don't know. Let's see what you got.
This is an issue. All right. Well, I have no freaking camera here, guys. So,
Dave, why don't you turn your camera off and turn it back on? Plug it in, plug it out. Come on. Basic stuff.
All right. Fine. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to fix this.
Video editing 101.
Come on, Dave.
All right. I'm going backstage. You guys just talk, and I'll come back.
Amateur host.
All right. You guys talk.
An amateur host.
So, Puppet.
Yeah.
What do we think now that Dave's not here? No. I feel like he's like the omnipresent voice. Like he'll just show up like the Wizard of Oz, even if we want to, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Is that your stripper? What was that stripper move? That was hobnobbing something.
Yeah, that was just, I was trying to get a little pelvic action going on.
Pelvic.
But it's tough because my legs are in a sheet. I'm in a pillowcase down here or something.
Oh, Jesus.
They got me pinned down, Taylor.
Well, a lot of guys would like it that way. I don't know if you're going to take it that way. It is Pride Month, after all.
It is Pride Month. We're going to get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're not going to get into it too much.
Into your manhole. Yeah, exactly. Because I was going to say, there are some fellows out there who potentially would like a puppet pin down. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Dave's one of them.
No, exactly. Maybe he's just behind the scenes to, gather himself.
He's gummed up his camera with his sticky stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, okay.
I did tech support, but now I'm in the wrong position, but that's fine. I'll stay here.
Why do I feel like, Puppet, we're going to get into why Dave, again, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, why Dave's really late, but why do I feel like this whole tech glitch really had to do with his little...
No.
Other problem?
It would have been a lot longer. So the reason why I'm disheveled tonight...
Yeah, what happened, Dave?
I was thirsty, and I like coconut water. Coconut has a lot of electrolytes. It's very refreshing.
Sure it is.
I was getting ready for the show. I had a long day, and I was like, I need to take myself for a walk for a little bit to kind of clear my mind and get ready to be the best host I can be for this show. And I chugged like 16 ounces of coconut water, maybe more. It was like, those little Vita Coca things. And I chugged it, and out the door I went. When I was at the furthest point away from my house at the walk, I'm like, I'm like, uh-oh. Immediately, I'm looking around like, oh, this is bad. And I'm in a neighborhood. It's not like I can, if it was San Francisco, it would be no
problem.
If it was San Francisco, it would be no problem. I would just, take care of business. But here I am, and I'm, oh crap, and literally. And so I'm like, all right, I can make it home. Sphincter power, and I'm like, I'm literally going through my mind and like trying to do math, like how long can I hold it? And so I'm walking, trotting, and
Doing the foxtrot.
And I got about probably a half a mile from the house, and I'm like, fuck it. And I started running. I'm like, now my walk turned into a whole damn run. I made it home, but it didn't give me the time I needed to prepare for the show. And so I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about? I called Taylor, and I'm like, Taylor, I'm screwed.
Play. I got the deets.
Yeah.
I think Puppet. I think Dave is what, maybe 5-6 episodes behind in the Cleveland Steamers education lesson. Is that what it was called? So
yeah,
he's playing a little bit of catch up, I guess.
He had the Hershey squirts, and he was gonna really. He's not really gonna make it. And so then he was must have been on the can for an hour and a half.
It was a minute
because he couldn't prepare the show.
It was a minute.
Dave, how do you feel to be over there? Look, we can do like a little puppet Eiffel Tower like this because we switched. You're
gonna Brooklyn Bridge me?
Is that what they call it these days?
I know we switched spots. So that's why I'm late, and that's why we're unprepared. But that's okay because we're just gonna wing it tonight. I guess Pilled went to sleep, and that's okay.
What do you mean they went to sleep?
Well, nobody's there. It's
Did
just
they
us.
take a Joe Biden concoction?
Hey, Pilled.
Come on, Pilled.
Yeah.
Get up in this
Who are you talking
action.
to? Nobody's there but us.
Come and tap this
Pilled
ass.
cannot hear you.
Well, listen, I think it's about time we set sails of the airwaves on a gay flight this Pride Month. What do you guys say? Now that we heard
we were supposed
lack
to,
thereof journey.
You teased the clip before we did the show open.
But we're gonna talk about it. It's okay. It's okay, Dave.
Well, no,
it's okay.
I mean, I sit over
it.
here to the right, and all the shit goes.
See what I mean?
Literally, it's all out of whack. Oh, Gambara's there.
He didn't even.
Gambara is on Pilled. He is our super fan.
Dave didn't even have poo down his legs, and look, he's all out of whack.
I
said if I were him, nature calls. I would have just, if there's a bush nearby, you just take it. You just
should have just knocked on someone's house and been like, "Yo,
I made it home." I thought about it.
He did the sprint. He did the Iron Man of his life.
I was passing a friend's house, and I'm like, should I knock on his door? That would be so weird. How would you feel?
Dave, you can knock on my door any day and use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
All right, well, I was
like,
far
can
from
I borrow a cup of sugar,
from
but actually so not that?
Yeah, it was just, and then I'm like, oh, damn, my friend used to live over there, but he moved, can't go there. Like, and then I saw the gas station around the corner. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
definitely You were in it to win it. You were committed. Yeah,
and I made it. Oh, Gambara, thank you for the can.
Thanks, Gambara.
Literally, we were talking about cans before you joined, and so that's actually appropriate. But anyhow, yes, we're going to talk about, it's Gay Pride Month.
We're set to jet on a gay plane.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about gay planes, and we're going to talk about...
Who knew?
I think we're going to talk about boobs tonight, butts and G-strings.
Multiple butts.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show. So even though we're...
Oh, sorry, Dave. Is it a Diddy party or politically uncensored show?
Oh, no, we're not. It's not a Diddy party because because we don't roll that way.
Puppet might. I don't know.
Puppet might. But anyway, all that's coming to...
baby oil, baby.
Baby oil would just absorb into your felt. It would be really nasty.
You missed him, Dave, doing the gluck. It was a whole... Anyways.
I was doing a stripper move, Dave.
He was.
A stripper move.
Yeah.
Show me that. What would you call a stripper move? Can I see this?
Sure you want to see it? Oh, Jesus.
That's a stripper move?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the hell weird puppet strip clubs you go to, but sure. All right. Well,
that's on the Mile High Club of the Air Canada gay plane.
Dude, that was a mating call.
Was it? All the puppets. I hear the puppets now. I hear the hands filling the puppets' holes all over the town right now.
You know
to
what
run
you hear,
over
Dave?
to your door. What's that?
You know what you hear? The earth move under my feet.
Oh yeah, the earth.
Sky's tumbling down.
That's
tumbling down. All right, all that's coming up tonight on Politically Uncensored.
Roll it.
Free your mouth and your mind will follow. Speak your truth, don't wait for tomorrow. Words like rivers can carve through stone.
This place is insane.
Yeah, they did. She did it under. It's just too much noise and it becomes negative.
Heavy to bear
Deemed the Celebrity Whisperer by Playboy.
Thanks for having me. 100%. Write your fears on the back of the wind. Tear down the walls you were raised within. Chains of whispers rust and break. The cost of freedom is the noise you make.
Free speech in America. It's
Oh man, Papa, we got to redo the open. I just saw your old puppet on there.
I know,
I'm like,
man.
Damn.
I keep telling you that, Dave.
Oh, we got to
You're
do
just
that.
so slow about this stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm busy. I'm a busy
obviously,
man.
he's like a tech intern. I don't even know what's happening today. He's like a freshman at best.
Yeah.
He's like a
All right.
coconut water drinking, pooping himself.
Dude, I did not
Text
poop
nerd.
myself. I absolutely 1000% didn't. That's the whole beauty of my story. I made it home like Rocky.
You learned your lesson, though, about that. You learned your lesson about the coconut water.
Funny enough, and this isn't what we're going to talk about tonight, but Gambara mentioned over on Pilled if this can was in Lindsay's butt getting pounded. Oh, no, wait. Or something was in Lindsay's butt getting pounded in Ukraine. I guess that's
Lindsey
the question.
Graham's? Oh, yeah. Lindsey Graham's butt
I'm not going to talk about
pounded in Ukraine.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this tonight because it's political, and we've made a commitment to not talk about directly political things because this is the place you go to take a break. But man, that drone swarm attacking those Russian bombers, holy crap. I talked about this last night in my space. Taylor, we're not going to talk about it today. But holy crap.
But he's going to talk about it. We're
not
going
to get political, but let me just tell you, that Putin, no.
And Taylor, we're not allowed to talk about it, but he is.
No, you guys could talk about it if you want. It was. Did you pay attention to that when you were at the Bitcoin conference? Did you see what happened?
I didn't, but I'll tell you this. My boyfriend called me Putin the other day, so do it that way you will. Little tyrant.
He was Putin.
Oh, you were like,
he was Putin it. He was Putin it somewhere.
You were Putin it in your pants.
Vincent.
Almost.
David was almost a Putin himself.
I almost did Putin. Hey, Maven. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so apparently somehow when Lindsey Graham is there, they snuck I guess a crate of drones into Russia and released these drones. And by the way, these are like little drones. They're not, you're thinking not UAVs. I mean, these are like drones that have explosives on them.
They're like videographer drones.
Right. Loaded with bombs, essentially.
Yeah.
And they took out the damn 40% of Russia's nuclear bomber fleet with freaking drones.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all of this,
Lindsey Graham had him in his ass, like the watch in Pulp
Lindsey
Fiction.
Graham just laid over and spread his cheeks, and
they all flew out
like Star Wars with the Death Star and all the
because he's just an empty suit.
Yeah, and an empty ass. Apparently now
And
that all the
obviously
drones
he's got
have
a
left.
pocket ass.
Yeah, so
You better be careful. They're gonna start stuffing puppets next thing you know and using them as little cartels. Yeah, you better be careful there.
It was some shit, and the reason why everybody's upset is because everyone thinks it was like some kind of inside NATO hit job.
Yeah, well that's
they were on the cusp
possible.
Who knows? We're not going to talk about that tonight. It was some crazy. You guys should check it out.
Guess what we are going to get to though?
No,
we are going to get a little freaky deaky.
But speaking of butts,
later.
Yeah, speaking
of
things, being
I
in
got
butts.
some tinfoil for you.
All right, should I just play the clip?
I had the best idea. I could be tinfoil titties and puppets tinfoil testes. There you go.
Oh, I like it.
Boom. Goes
I'm
the
not
dynamite.
putting tinfoil anywhere near my testes. Do you want me to just roll the clip? Or?
Roll the clip.
All right.
Let's roll it. We're feeling gay.
All right.
We are doing the first ever, now let me get that one straight because a few letters have been added to this one, 2S LGBTQIA plus flight ever in Canada. To identify with the progress flag, there's something in there that represents me as well. So it was a bit of joy having the opportunity to do this flight today.
Aujourd'hui, ce que ça signifie, c'est vraiment un moment très spécial. C'est vraiment un terme de visibilité, de vraiment exprimer à tout le monde. On se sent vraiment accueilli, vraiment accepté pour qui on est.
Pour célébrer l'inclusion et la diversité, nous sommes heureux d'annoncer que le vol d'aujourd'hui
features our very first all 2S LGBTQIA plus crew.
The safety and well-being of all the passengers on board rests in our hands. So it doesn't matter who they are, what they represent. I'm equally responsible for all of them.
D'ailleurs, on aimerait vous souligner, c'est un moment marquant de l'histoire canadienne.
And want to celebrate not just our community, but our freedom to be who we are, both at work and in society. Valuing people equally, both in the air and on the ground, and celebrating our identities, no matter what they are, with customers and our employees is important to us.
That was sped up, right? Or that
was totally sped up.
That was on me. I provided that clip because I thought we shouldn't have to bear more than at least 1.5 speed of this.
I agree. I thought it was a good way to go.
Good production call, right? Let's just get through it.
It was fine. I just couldn't tell if it was just how fast they speak. I'm like, wow. Especially when they got to that Spanish. That's how Spanish sounds to me, by the way. Like, it sounds really fast. So I'm like, maybe that's just how it sounds. But what the hell did I just watch?
You know, your guess is as good as mine.
Well, somebody tell me.
Yes, he even appreciates the speed up. Guys, this is just a straight up nuisance to society. And this isn't just me complaining about, the alphabet police. Here's why. You guys know I am a free speech, free expression gal through and through. And I feel like what they're doing here is the antithesis of their entire thing that they say, everyone just be. It's like, no, you are literally, what's left? You're going to be adding zigzag, this, diagrams, symbols. It's just so absurd. It's like, I have an idea. How about we do just be? Why does it have to be this exclusive club of this? To what end? It's just absolutely absurd. Just let everybody be. The OG gays are furious and they are rolling in their graves. Like Freddie Mercury did not ask for this. Okay. Period.
The OG gays.
The OG gays. We talked about this with, I think it was Conservative Amp, but who were, or maybe it was Brandon Strock, but who were fun and liberated and anti-establishment and anti what would be now woke, that were just like, we're the fun gang over here, like roll with or roll out, you all are missing out and don't tell us how to be, and anti the man. And now it's like they are the man enforcing these ass backwards rules, and it's just
no pun intended.
It's just so crazy.
I just love how you just went down the list of all the gay people you know. You're like, I don't know who it was. It was either Brandon or it was Ant or maybe it was Strut. I don't know. We've had a lot of gay people on this show.
Whatever. You were the one who was like, I don't know. All Spanish sounds the same, so I don't know. Maybe you're the low key.
No, I
yeah,
said it
right.
sounds
Yeah.
fast.
All I got to say is,
go ahead, Puppet.
So now we're fucking putting on flights about that's all based on who you fuck. Like, if you're like, oh, you fucked them, you get on this plane. And if you don't, then you can't fly on this plane. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, since when is our identity dictated by who we fuck or don't fuck? I mean, it's just dumb. This is dumb shit. This is ridiculous nonsense. Keep your bedroom antics in the bedroom. I don't care what you do, but I don't really want to hear about it unless I'm involved. And then I'll take an invite and I can, accept or decline. But other than that, just keep it to yourself, man. That's how it's supposed to work. We don't have to fucking put on airplanes now. Like, if you fuck that guy, then you can come on the plane. And then you'll come in the plane. I don't know. What is this? It's just absolute absurdity, nonsense, stupid.
Wait, so the premise of this
stupid.
is... Wow, Puppet struck a nerve, dude. Is the premise?
I thought I saw a P in there for Puppet, by the way, but
is the
in that
premise
mishmash of alphabet soup?
Is the premise of this flight? It's the first all gay, like crewed flight or passive, just crew.
It's crew.
So, but then they let everybody, the people on it.
But but like anybody can fly it. It's just all a gay crew.
No, I think they had everybody on it.
That's right. Because remember at the end, they're like, everyone's accepted. It's our job to take care of them. But it's unprecedented, quote, in that the crew is all of these things. And we've seen the disastrous events that have unfolded with DEI hires. What could possibly go wrong?
I was going to ask about this, Taylor. Would you rather have your flight crewed if we're doing DEI flights? Would you rather have the all women crewed flight, or would you have the all gay crewed flight? I'm going with all gay. I'm going with all gay. That flight would be fabulous.
The problem is if it's crewed by all gay people, then the plane's going down
on each other. Oh, it's like the YMCA rebooted in the spice. Wow. I feel like the gays would definitely make it more entertaining.
Wow.
Whereas the women, it would be like Lord of the Flies and they would all take each other out. No. You guys, are you ready though? You overlooked possibly the best thing about this. Okay. I know it's hard because the whole like alphabet thing is like
the disco balls and tie-dye.
You guys, you missed. It starts with 2S. Do you know what 2S stands for? Whatever the flying F this means, two-spirited. Two spirit. What?
I'm missing it. I'm missing the point. What?
Wait, exactly.
No, I'm asking you what?
Exactly.
We don't know what it is.
They've added to LGBT plus.
We don't know. It's Native American something.
Oh, you're saying... Oh, it was sped up too fast. I missed it. You're saying it was LGBTQ 2S?
Well, it was 2S, LGBTQ, blah, 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 blah.
Two-spirited. Does that mean you identify as two
what the hell
spirits?
is that?
Like your spirit is split? Someone in the comments help us out.
Chat, what the hell is 2S in the LGBTQ
two-spirit? But what is two-spirit?
Wow, I don't know.
And then...
Yeah.
I had something else, but now I forgot. Hang on.
We have Freddie in the comments saying all women.
I got something.
Oh, go ahead, Puppet.
one of the other things, while the chat is coming up with what the hell 2S is,
I don't know what 2S is.
Help us out, guys.
did you notice the subtle, manipulative language and rebranding that they did there by calling the flag the progress flag?
Oh, was that? I didn't notice that either. Again, it was sped up
They
so
said
fast
the
and I couldn't figure out what the hell was
progress
going on.
It's like progress.
So it's
progress
not the pride
my
flag.
ass.
It's the progress flag.
It's the going backward flag, because before it was like everybody's welcome on a plane. Now we got some bullshit plane that's going down.
Y'all are doing way too much. It's, again, just let everybody be. I repel labels. It's, again, Puppet, you are right on the money, honey. It is like, why do we have to label the money shot right in the manhole? Why do we have to label everything? It's so, don't you guys think it's so contradictory of what they're trying to do? It's like, let's isolate every obscure group under the sun and also lump it. Like, what do gays have to do with questioning the Q, have to do with the plus, have to do with, like, if I were a gay guy or woman, I would be like, can you not step out can I just be like, why are you lumping me in with all these other people? Like,
well,
what?
Look, it's like this for me. The gays I know, the conservative gays, if it was a flight full of my conservative gay friends, I would prefer that flight. That flight would be so much freaking fun. I would get on there. We'd be drinking. Everyone would be laughing. Ant would be making fun of people. Brandon would be all satirical. It would be fantastic. But if it was liberal gay people, and remember, Ant was very clear on the two types of gays. He's the fun gay. And not to be confused with the mushroom. That's fun guy. The dad joke.
That absolutely was.
The thing is, look, Alpha joined the chat with his big old biceps there.
Oh, I see, Alpha. So you're convinced not only will you impregnate every woman, but you'll convert all the gays. Is that right?
No, the gays will be converting him. They'll be like, come over here with your big arms. And
I know.
But
they'll be just snapping in them.
But here's the deal. If it was liberal gays, though, I don't care if they're liberal gays, straight gays, liberal, God forbid, liberal women. Nothing's worse than liberal women. But if you have
lesbian liberal women.
Yeah. So if it was a liberal gay flight, I would probably hate it. But if it was a conservative gay flight, I'd prefer it over a regular flight. No, I would.
You're you're just taking this thing in the way wrong direction. We're
I just think
about
the food would be great. It would be like a flying brunch. You know, we would have appetizers, we would have canopies, we would have good wine. I mean, could you imagine a conservative gay flight? Dude, sign me up. There'd be no kids on it. It'd be perfect.
I want to Alpha, can you clarify? He's sending emojis. He's awfully confident. Or is this like conversion therapy in an alpha? I need to just know if your math is mathing and the strategy here. I have one for you guys. How about a drag flight or a non-binary, just androgynous?
Well, just that word in and of itself makes me not want to go on the airplane. Now, a drag flight. Now, again, this requires some explanation because I'm not a stuffy conservative. There was a time in America where drag shows were limited to certain places where they were appropriate, and there was never an issue with them.
No.
Then you mean not at playgrounds?
Then the radical left decided they were going to weaponize drag shows and have them perform in front of children, which is what everybody objects to. Right. So if you're talking about a drag flight and it's for adults only, and you just have a bunch of dudes running around like having fun in a cabaret-esque environment, fine, it might be entertaining, much better than the in-flight movie. But if you're going to have kids on that flight, well, then I'm going to have an issue. See, everything's nuanced with the right. The left believes we just think a certain way. We don't. There's things, there's stipulations, and drag shows are not appropriate for children. I don't give a shit about a drag show at night in a club that's made for the purpose.
They're fun. Birdcage, iconic.
Right.
Robin Williams, Nathan Lane, iconic.
Right.
How about this though?
Again, the good old fashioned gays, bitch. They do
what
not
about this,
steer us
though?
wrong. They're like,
if you give your life for the country, you get a day. If you're a president, you get a day. All the presidents get one day, but somehow who you fuck gets a month. When you fuck,
imagine that.
When less than 10% of the population fuck the wrong gender, you get a month to celebrate. What is going on with this country?
Gender.
Listen. It's again. It's so.
What?
It's
You
such
said the
a
wrong gender. This is not the wrong.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Fine. Whatever. You call it what you want.
guys.
Okay.
It's just a stretch like, you know, stretching the puppet manhole exactly of
It's
what
a
it was
stretch
of what it
in
was
the
supposed
booty.
exactly of what it was supposed to be. And let's be real, right? It did take, just like women, it did take the gays a minute to get their rights, to be able to be, you know, married, to be even like
Which
however many
conservatives don't
decades
care
ago,
about. Conservatives do not
exactly. Okay, but they
oppose.
used to. They
Religious
used to be really
groups
taboo, stick up
oppose.
their butt. Even about gays being in public together in general, right? So I
Palestinians
get it.
oppose gay people, by the way.
That's right.
For
So,
free.
you know, I don't think they would bode well with Hamas, but I'm just saying,
Hey, Charlie
you know,
Roger.
so in that regard, Puppet, when you're saying, does it need a whole month? It's like, I get it. We can acknowledge that it was, you know, a little bit lagging behind in rights and we've caught up, but now it's like, you guys are going ass backwards.
Well, it's being weaponized, just like everything is weaponized.
Yes.
I have to say, though, can I admit something? I find the occasional androgynous person kind of hot.
What is an androgynous person?
Oh my God, Puppet, do we have to tell him everything?
I don't even know if that connects, though, necessarily with the all LGBT blah, 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 blah
just
thing.
like sometimes, quote, non-binary, but not when they're like trying so
But
hard
they
to be
don't have
extra
to.
about
Just
it.
because you look androgynous doesn't mean you have
What
to
is
be
an
any of those things.
androgynous? Come on.
That's me when you like where you could look like a girl or a guy. And you see this a lot in anime.
I thought that was non-binary.
And no, well,
kind of. Now
they
it's
used to
been
call it
co-opted.
metrosexual too. Remember that?
But
I mean, that was a little bit more masculine.
Okay, I picture a hot androgynous person as not like a butch woman, but exactly. It's sort of like a blank slate, but they have more like they have more like.
Is somebody doing
big
dishes?
I don't know. I don't know.
What the hell is that?
I don't know why is this Beauty and the
I
Beast?
dropped
What in
something.
the hell is going on?
We have dishes that are sentient. What is happening?
Puppet, what are you doing down there, man?
Yeah.
I don't
Are you
even know.
cleaning your teacups? What's happening? While teacup? No, Dave. I find the hot ones that
I
are
dropped my
like
water bottle.
it could be like a guy-ish girl, but who has a big dick energy and has like a masculine energy. Sometimes
Pat.
the occasional one can be hot.
Pat is not androgynous. Pat is nasty.
But
I don't know what
but
that
Pat,
is.
remember from Saturday Night Live? Hello, I'm Pat. You know, Pat.
I don't, but
You don't remember Pat?
that interpretation will surely be in my REM cycle tonight.
She used to rub her nipples or some shit, right? Remember that?
No.
You guys know Pat? I'm gonna Google it.
I'm in
Oh,
Puppet's
you know-
dishwasher for all I know. So
David Bowie is a good example of this.
Non-androgynous.
David Bowie looked androgynous, especially like
yeah,
Wait,
he was too feminine for
Is
me though.
androgynous the boy or the girl?
It could be either one. I think the ones
Either
that
way.
are
I heard you
hot.
swallow your water, Puppet.
I think the oh, Jesus.
well, I had to drink, bro.
Is Puppet squirting? What's happening?
Anyway, is androgynous the boy or the girl?
It could be either one.
Either one, Dave.
I think the ones that have a more masculine energy or big dick energy, even if they're a woman, are hot. Like David Bowie's was too metro
I'm so
feminine for me.
confused.
Yeah, but that's because you're a girl, so you would obviously like the butchier ones. But a guy would like the ones
Exactly.
that are more feminine. I don't like any of them, but I think
Cat's got your
it's
tongue.
cool, I guess.
All right.
If you want to be
So
androgynous.
wrapping up this topic, what is the conclusion? Yes to the flight or no to the flight? I don't know.
I'm not
I
going down
just-
on that flight.
That is not one. That is not a hill I'm willing to die on. Again, we've
I'll
seen what's
I'll
gone
go
wrong.
on the flight. I'll go on the flight.
I would do all gays.
You're not welcome.
I
Before
would
the
do all
all-women flight,
gays.
I'd go
I
on
think
that
it would
flight
be
before the
so much
all-women
fun.
flight all day long.
The all women, it would be like Real Housewives, and that shit is catty and petty and takes a lot of energy. The gays, same thing, but could also just be so fun and entertaining. I'm going with the gays on this one. But again, what could possibly go wrong with the DEI hired flight? You know what I mean?
Well, but this is what I'm saying. But here's the thing, and everybody's going to admit this. When you get on the airplane, it's boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. If you hear, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, I'm Teresa, your female pilot for the, everyone's like, oh, shit. You know it. You know it. I don't care. Anybody you can say, oh, that's wrong. But when you hear, ladies and gentlemen from the flight, you're like, oh, he cool. He sounds like an Air Force guy. I trust him to fly. Ladies and gentlemen. You're like, oh, crap. True or not true?
I don't know. I kind of lost the plot because I was thinking about how this episode is starting and ending with some aviation theme because the Moana were taking it in the end.
Oh, that's good.
And how it's sandwiched with actually pure sexuality with Kylie Jenner's boob job and Bethany
Let's talk
Frankel.
about
So
butts. Yeah, let's do
I
that.
thought, you know
Let's-
what?
let's-
I was kind of strategizing in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like Elon Musk. You guys don't even know.
Alpha definitely has to have something to say about Grace. Who's Grace Jones was androgynous?
Grace Jones was the
Grace
singer.
Jones? The singer, is that the one
She's
who
a
sings
black
"Fly
singer.
Away with Me" or whatever?
I don't know what she sings.
I don't know.
I can't tell you.
I don't know. Pyramid 7 says LOL. I agree. All right. So, by the way, over on Pilled, Jolly Roger showed up and said, I heard it's where the party's at. Facts.
That's right, bro.
Yes, Maven. We're going to talk about butts, Maven. Maven, it's time to talk about butts and
David.
boobs. That's what we're talking about today.
Maven coming in hot with that sexual gift.
Which
there
one do you guys want to talk about first, butts or boobs?
All right, do it in the chat.
User's choice.
In
Do
the
it
chat.
in the chat. Democracy, power, voice of the people.
Butts or boobs in the
Butts
chat.
or boobs,
Put it
guys?
there.
Which
In
one
the
we doing first?
meantime, this is where the party's at. Dave, are you too scarred, or are you
drinking
Am I just drinking for the
ginger ale.
both of us?
Ginger
Fair
ale.
enough. Fair
Actually,
enough.
it's this really good, again, not a sponsor, but they can be. I don't know if they would after that little segment. Olipop. This shit is good. It's like this prebiotic, which I need. It is like
It's got coconut water in it.
No,
guys,
the ingredients are really good. Look,
can't
it's
get
got
enough. He's a masochist.
no, it's got all this good stuff in it, like all these like fancy sounding herbaceous things versus like high fructose corn syrup and caramel color. So it's like this new health revolution. It's like $10 for 4 of these, though. It's kind of stupid, but that's how much beer costs, and this is better
Dave,
for me than beer.
Pipe down about Olipop until these people pay up and show up, okay? Until
right.
they're sponsors.
All right, we got
Olipop.
I got boobs one over on Pilled. Boobs
Our
one.
Pilled is looking like a Pornhub GIF
all right.
search.
It's
It
gonna
is
be boobs.
on boobs.
Let's
on
talk
boobs.
about boobs. You guys ready?
It is. Can I ask you guys something as being straight white men and puppet?
Right.
Because we're
I
seeing
think
this.
after that segment, my status is questionable.
We're seeing this in Pilled. Like the boob gifts are just the gift that keeps on giving. The people have spoken straight up.
Yeah.
There's bouncing tits. They're all over.
Yeah.
I asked Josh Dumel and Kevin Dillon this.
I
so
don't
they
know
came
who
on
either
my
of those
show.
people are.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, they're actors. They're big time actors.
Big time. What were they in?
Is it? What is? I'm gonna ask you guys. What is it about boobs? The gifts are still rolling, by the way, in Pilled this whole time, you guys.
Yeah.
Just boob gifts, all from guys. What is it, guys?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not a total boob guy. So I'm not the guy to ask this question. I'm a butt guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Says
I
a
like
lot about
boobs,
you.
but I prefer butts.
Puppet.
That's why he likes the gay flight.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he was so enthusiastic. Puppet, I know you have plastic eyes, but what can you enjoy about I mean, you're seeing God, I'm taking on a Canadian accent just from that adult. The propaganda's real.
A boot.
Yeah, about
Talking about a boot on a boot.
what? There's a whole, I'm telling you guys, the titties bouncing in gifts and Pilled is just, this is where the people are at. We're seeing the occasional twerking one, but Puppet, what is it even for your puppet plastic eyes? What is it about the boobs?
They're glorious. Oh, I mean, I am a motorboating son of a bitch, so you know I'm a boob man.
I mean, I don't mind them. I prefer, and honestly, I'm not too sad to see the fake boob. Well, you know what? Let's talk about this. This is actually right into what we're going to be talking about. Yeah.
No, we have boob clips we have them from Gumbera, from Maven, from Jolly Roger. I know producer Rob is behind Jolly Roger. I mean,
they're very excited about boobs on Pilled.
Yeah.
Just the way. All right, look. So here's what we're going to be talking about. So apparently, what the hell is King?
it's just Kylie. You can forget the King.
Who put King?
The person who did
They
this
call her
on
King.
Personal. They
Why is
call
she
her
a
King
king?
Kylie. They
Wouldn't
just
she be a
call her that.
queen?
Because
They
she's
just call her that.
she's the king.
It's a gender bending world, Dave.
Whatever. The exact details on her boob job on a TikTok video asking about her. So did she get a boob job? Is that
So here's the deal. I
Tell
watched the
us.
video that Taylor sent. Obviously, you didn't.
No, I was
Yeah,
busy.
really. Geez,
So
I see
there
my
was a-
research is
There was a
forgot.
gal. There was a gal who is a follower of Kylie Jenner.
Okay.
Who-
Who is Kylie Jenner? Is she the younger sister or
Oh,
something?
Yes, she is
Jesus,
the younger
Dave.
sister of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't watch freaking Kardashian shows.
By the way,
Yes.
she's a billionaire.
Good. They all are. They're all brilliant business
No,
people.
she's a billionaire. She's like the bomb billionaire.
She's
Okay.
a billionaire, yeah.
I think she's
Billionaire
the youngest
boobs, y'all.
female billionaire
Wow.
ever.
That's great.
So there was one of her followers posted a TikTok that was basically like, Kylie, can you tell us if we're looking to go get a boob job, like What's your secret? How'd you get those like fantastic boobs you got? What'd you tell the doctor you wanted? And then Kylie just came in there and posted the exact formula, which I think was on that image you showed. If you want to show
like a
it back
recipe,
up.
a boob
yeah,
recipe.
There's a boob recipe. It's on the image.
It is actually a little boob concoction. Can I say the power of boobs? I'm a straight woman, and I'm still mesmerized and transfixed by these boob gifts on Pilled. Literally, I'm just scrolling up.
So here's the deal.
Can you put the thing back up so we could read it?
I thought she was not. Didn't you tell me, Taylor, she didn't like plastic surgery or something? Kylie Jenner.
So here's why this is so fascinating.
Kylie, what's her name?
Because Kylie. Oh Jesus, trad dad peak. Is because Kylie Jenner has changed everything. It is literally so obvious to anybody with two working eyeballs, which is obviously questionable these days, given all the people who were uncertain about Joe Biden's mental cognitive decline.
Yeah,
there.
Uncertain. Nobody was actually uncertain.
Exactly.
Joe
So
Biden
whoever,
was.
let's put it this way: whoever didn't realize his decline, or is in the same camp who didn't realize that Kylie Jenner has changed everything, but she has denied it for years. For years, she's done lips, nose, tits, probably ass, everything from a very young age. She's denied it for years. So the fact that she dropped this little concoction,
her boob recipe,
was
that was
pretty. Yeah, I know. I tried.
It's like 45 cc's of saline,
but hold
half
on.
under the muscle, half over the muscle,
Wow.
with a twist. You know, it was like a whole thing.
With a twist on the rocks.
On the rocks. Shaken, not stirred. And then she gave the name of her plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Do you know what
do you think, was there one of those jump to recipe buttons where you had to read her whole fucking story before you can actually find out what I'm talking about? Like, remember back in the day, if you wanted to know how to make baked ziti, it would just be like noodles, sauce, put it in a pan, get over it. Now you had to be like, I remember when my grandmother used to make baked ziti and the smells of her house still come. Like, fuck, jump to the recipe. Jump to recipe. Was it like that?
No, but I love that you know that. Again, I love when your trad dad flag flies high, that you would even know that with the recipes. So true. No, this was just all right out there. She just put it in the comments. Like, yeah.
I think someone's going to clip that picture of you shaking your boobs and they're going to make it into a GIF.
I'd be offended.
They still owe us a sticker.
I'd be offended if they didn't. So I promised Pilled. I said, guys, I'll jiggle them just for you. Just keep an eye out, because there are obviously a bunch of boob men in here, and I give the people what they want. It is my
That's why I told you I wasn't a boob guy, though. I hope that doesn't offend you. I don't
not at all, because I
boobs.
got it going on the caboose as well. Y'all can't see in this view, Pilled.
See, I don't mind. I don't mind boobs. I'm just saying. That's not my focus. But that being said,
brand for you. I feel like that's on brand for you, given the SI Swim girl. You had her back. Remember Puppet?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mind that. I really didn't mind that. I mean,
so he had her back and liked her back.
Yeah. But anyway,
Dave's a back guy.
I'm happy.
He'll leave the boobs. He'll leave the butt. He just likes the back.
No, I'm just saying. I'm
he really
I'm glad
likes
she has her boob recipe, but at the same time, like artificial boobs are really like we're talking about Maha and shit. Talk about my healthy Olipop. Fake boobs are really get a lot of women sick because with the leak and the maintenance and the surgery and it's really a kind of an unhealthy trend that I'm glad to see is sort of going away. The small boobs are back.
Both things sort of are going on at the same time. In that you're exactly right. People are kind of calling out that there could be bad side effects in the long run. It could affect your health. Women have reported like different, even like fatigue, stuff like this, right?
Well,
and they're like, when I took them out, I noticed a difference.
Yeah.
However, I will tell you guys, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's also the swing of the pendulum in the return of the big fake Pam Anderson boobs. So you simultaneously have both things going on, and fake boobs are I mean, you go down to Broadway, Nashville. I mean, they are like, it's actually, I feel like it's rarer to not have them than to. So I'm curious what you guys think about. I know, Dave, you're not a boob guy. You like the return of the small titties.
I like boobs, but like Jolly Roger says over on Pilled, he's a fan of daddies. I like natural boobs too. Now, look, if you got some weird boob thing going on, you need to get plastic surgery to fix them, fine. But yeah, I just look, your boobs are what your boobs are. Like if they're big, cool. If they're not big, cool. I mean, I think men just want a woman who appreciates her body, and then a man will appreciate her body. I think women pay way too much attention to what they think men want versus what men actually want. And I think the boobs is a perfect example of that.
Dave, I could not agree more. I was going to ask you guys, given the Kylie Jenner thing, right? Because she is that quintessential epitome of the overdone everything. That's so surgery, injection, plastic.
Yeah, I'm
blah,
sick
blah,
of all
blah.
that, by the way. I'm sick of all
That's
of it.
what I was going to ask. I feel like there's
gross.
a really like small niche group of guys who love that IG model look. But for the most part, I want to see us swing back to, I'm talking like the Jennifer Love Hewitts, like the 90s, like girl next door,
Fresh
natural
face.
look. It's so refreshing. Yes. Exactly. And I think you're exactly right, Dave. I think that women do it not because they think it looks good. Well, they see every other women doing it, but they think it's what guys want. And most guys I talk to are like, bitch, no one asked.
I don't care. Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't care. I mean, look, I appreciate it all. I appreciate the effort. But at the same time, that's not what men need. Men need a woman that just takes care of them, honestly, and takes care of herself. That's what men want. Men want to take care of their women. They want to protect their homes. They want to provide for their family. They know when a woman's going to take care of them at the end of the day. If she has boobs, it's a perk.
Yeah.
If you're stacked, it's a plus. Can I read some of these pilled comments because they're pretty iconic?
Yeah, there's some really good comments.
People are
Pilled
feeling
is going nuts.
Pilled is popping over this. We have
Nuts.
Maven, small boobs aren't back, natural boobs are back. We have producer Rob, big boobs never have, never will go out of style. I will agree. We have Maven with a woman, puppet, motorboating another woman here. Big, small, all natural. If you're a big fat man, I'm a titty fan, and I want to see yours too. So judgmental,
What?
Dave. I thought conservatives
That's
weren't
what
judgmental.
Rob said. Rob likes to
that's
throw
Rob.
shade. Rob throws shade. Last week he was throwing
stirred the
shade.
pot.
I forget what the hell he was throwing shade on, something we were talking about. Now that's what Rob does. He throws shade. That's what he does.
He's stirring the little pot. He is stirring the POT.
Whatever. The reason why boobs will never go out of style for Rob is because he grew up in the time where it was like motorcycles, leather jackets, and boobs. So that's his. That's
Look,
the good
I
old
agree.
days.
Boobs
He's
are
like
never
happy
going out of
days
style.
when he
but
looks
that's
back
just
in
in
time.
general. Big boobs aren't going out of style, and neither are little boobs.
I like
boobs.
boobs.
Boobs are boobs.
I like
they
the
don't go out of
boobs.
style.
I'm not knocking the boobs. I'm just saying don't put
Yeah,
yourself under
knocking
the
the
knife for
knockers.
us.
You like the backs.
I love butts. Speaking
No,
of
I'm talking
butts,
about backs.
speaking of
All
butts, check this out.
Let's see it.
Hold on. You ready? All right. So
Maven's still going.
now you all remember
We unleashed a monster.
You remember the shit I gave Jennifer Lopez last week, J Lo as the young people call her, about the way
Nobody
she was
calls her that anymore.
pelvic thrusting and making out with her dancers, which I would argue is an HR nightmare. This week there was this. Now, that was a swimsuit runway show, right? Who is this chick?
So this is Bethany Frankel. She is an American entrepreneur. She started on The Housewives. Guys, she is worth $80 million. She can jiggle her ass however she wants, as far as I am concerned.
What business did she create?
Skinny Girl.
Oh,
the
Skinny
whole
Girl.
story.
Yeah.
She's been on Shark Tank. Like
Yeah.
she's a gangster. She can do whatever the flying shit she wants, as far as I'm concerned. And also, I have a bullshit meter if people are being extra or trying way too hard or being thirsty or desperate. She looks flame. I saw the front view. She looks so bomb. I'm like, go girl. Again, people looking hot later. They're not the Golden Girls fucking with white hair. Do it. Go. I love it.
I gave J-Lo shit, and this is actually a very important contrast. Because I gave J-Lo shit because she was performing at an award show and she's thrusting her freaking bat cave while making out with her backup dancers. Exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
It wasn't, I hated every part of it. I didn't have an issue with this at all. This lady's what, in her 50s?
54.
Bethany Frankel, she's got to be, yeah.
She looks
54.
great. It was an appropriate outfit for the venue. It was a swimsuit runway show. So, of course, she's going to wear that bathing suit. And I kind of don't hate it at all for her. And I'd say kudos.
So, I don't care, and I think she looks good for 54 for sure.
She looks good for 30. I mean,
she looks good for 30,
age.
Dave. She looks good for 30.
Yeah.
But if she, if you want to have a little decorum, you can just put on something a little bit with a bigger
It was
back.
a swimsuit show.
Sure, but you don't have to wear a tee back at a swimsuit show.
But when you
what's
look
the
like that, you do.
Exactly.
You could.
And what's the difference
You
between a
could.
little patch of fabric and that? I mean, when you really think
Nothing.
about it.
Yeah.
But,
That's right.
I did love her little strut, though.
I'm saying, guys, we have Pilled Unhinged now. Dave, you should like this. They're sending now ass.
A lot of.
What do you guys think of that butt? Was it a good butt?
Yeah.
I think it was a fine butt. I thought it was a fine butt.
You liked it, Dave? Was that better than the boobs?
She could do a couple of squats, but it was good.
Listen, guys, again, take it to the American general pool of population, even on downtown Nashville and Broadway. This bitch looks better than more than half of the 20-year-olds.
Well, that's because they're all getting injections and shit.
No, I mean, because I'm gonna balance this delicately. They're
You're uncensored. Say what you want.
They're not. Stop it.
Okay. They're fat and ugly.
Oh
There's a
my
lot
God.
of fat and ugly bitches out there.
They
Mostly
just
liberal,
don't
but
take
there's
care of
some on the
themselves.
conservative
They
side,
just
too.
don't they just don't take care of themselves. They let themselves go at a young age. Let's just say that. So they're not looking like the gifts and Pilled. Okay, let's just say that. So, and I think a big part of it is this whole like body positivity movement, right? That has, like, the Air Canada thing has just gone too far and has, I think, the opposite effect of what it set out to do and what it was supposed to be about.
Definitely have to bring fat shaming back.
This is absolutely. This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh, God.
Fat shaming and retarded never left.
That's
Okay,
right.
guys?
I agree.
Can we just get that on the record?
That is absolutely true.
No.
And calling your buddy gay. That hasn't gone away.
Well,
what about no homo? No homo.
No homo.
Okay, hold on though. There was a whole South Park episode of explaining the nuance there, but I'm not going to get into that tonight.
What, fat shaming or no homo?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Retarded.
Any of that. All right, so what's the end result?
Dave's like, this is uncensored, and then he's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly.
The answer was good ass. All right, next.
Well, look. I mean, this is the age-old debate, and our other chat, Pilled, is going bonkers. Our other chat goes silent. Where's the X and YouTube viewers, man? Where the hell are you guys at?
Yeah, you guys are missing out.
Right. No, but the thing is, and this is really like such an interesting thing to look at between, if you want to look at it from conservative, liberal, or just whatever, because we started the show talking about what the gay flight in Canada. I know we talked about the two different types. Like, there's liberal gay people who are like, no, thank you. And then we talk about conservative gays who are like, no, they'd be cool to hang out with. And then we talk about the in my opinion, the thrusting of J-Lo's Batcave versus this chick. I think the difference is it really has nothing to do with whether you're gay or straight or old or whatever. At the end of the day, it's just about how you're presenting it. And if you are hitting people over the head with your sexuality, people are going to be like, get the hell out of here with that. We don't care. We don't care if you're gay or not. Stop making it an issue. And I think that's what all conservatives say, gay or straight, whatever. It's the same thing with the race thing that we talked about last week. It's nobody cares what your race is. And it's the left who's like, no, everything has to be race. We have to make it matter. And it's the same thing with the sexuality stuff. It's like we're with the dancing or the, J-Lo's like, look at my Batcave. And it's like, God, that's disgusting. Versus this lady's just like strutting it while wearing in a bathing suit. So I think that's the difference, guys. It's you don't have to force an issue. And conservatives are not anti all these things. We just don't want you to bother us with your shit. And I think all conservatives feel that way.
It's something I think what you're getting at that literally will stand the test of time. It's just that quiet confidence. It's just being it and being about it. That quiet, stoic, almost like Puppet when he's just staring blankly at us right now and not blinking. You know what I mean? It's just that, like, speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw this. Who epitomizes this more than Clint Eastwood, right? Ultimate, just badass masculinity,
He's like
brilliant,
100
creative,
and still doing movies.
He is
He just signed on to do
95
another
and
movie.
just
He's
signed up
95.
to direct another movie. That's why I bring that up. Exactly. And it's like, I just love people who are about it. If you want to take a young, fresh example, Sabrina Carpenter, she's a really good example of somebody who's so hyper feminine, hot, sexual innuendos.
I have issues
fun.
with Sabrina.
Oh my God, I love it. And she doesn't need to tout all day long. Like, I do all this. She just does it. It's like, just be about it, do the thing. You don't have to like
JoJo Siwa it.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Good point, Puppet. Do you see what I'm saying? There's two different types of ways of doing it.
Exactly. Y'all, JoJo Siwa lived in my neighborhood in LA, and I met her a couple times out there. Her car, this is talk about the shameless plug. Her car was the most obnoxious thing. It had her face, graphics of her face all over it.
Yeah,
Okay?
she's got narcissist written all over her.
No.
She's got a lot of shit written
And now
all over.
she's dating a dude again. All of that
course she
bullshit
is.
about
Of course she is.
lesbian, and now she's dating a dude. Of course she is, because you can't escape the D, man. We've been talking about boobs and ass, but the D is the D.
Regardless, Puppet. No, that's an excellent point. Excellent point. The fact that she's with a dude again. This, if you're what do you call the old school gays? I think we talked about at the beginning of the show. If you're one of these folks who literally had to risk everything to be gay back in the day before anybody accepted it, and when you were marching just for the rights to get health care or marriage and all this shit, and like you were, and honestly, there's a segment of the gay community that had to really go through hell to get just the rights that I think they should have. I know people in the conservative movement will disagree with me, but at the same time, I think marriage is a contract. I don't think it's. I know some people, marriage is a man and a woman. Well, maybe in the church, but when you go to the state, you pay them $50 for a marriage certificate. I don't care what the other name is on that certificate. But the thing is, or even things like if people chose to live together, they couldn't share health insurance or death benefits. So what the OG gays had to fight for versus what these new wannabe gays like JoJo Siwa, who's like, oh, I'm going to be gay for this new music video, and then I'm going to go back and be with guys again. It's such a misappropriation of what so many people sacrifice so much for. And the fact that the left doesn't hold these people accountable, because it's not just with sexuality. It's the same even with the trans shit. Like, nobody was talking about this till a year ago, and then the left was like, oh, cool, let's fuck with trans people. And it's like, no matter, they keep taking, with Black Lives Matters too, they're like, oh, this applies to all black people. And black people are like, no, it doesn't. Like, stop taking your bullshit liberal causes.
I got one for you.
Apply to everything you believe in just for the day, and then go back to doing whatever you were before. Once you drag everyone into your fight, it's not their causes to keep politicizing. That's
I
my
just
issue.
read a story where this dwarf dwarf actor was pissed off at Peter Dinklage. You know who Peter Dinklage is? He's the guy who
he's the token
dwarf that played
Hollywood.
in
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. He's really popular, and he was an elf. Okay, Dave, you might know that one. He was the dwarf.
Oh, that's right.
Elf.
That's right. Yeah.
Dave,
he's the token
the author.
He's
what was
the
his
token
name?
midget.
What was his name?
Miles
Hollywood.
Finch.
Miles Finch.
And he was in that movie Pixels. He's actually great in that movie. So
call me an elf one more time.
That guy Peter Dinklage made a huge stink about
Dinklage
Snow White.
is a great name for an elf, by the way.
Snow White came out that the whole movie shouldn't be made because, you know, the dwarfs and mines and that they should, you know, that they shouldn't cast any dwarfs. And then so Disney then didn't cast any dwarfs in the movie. They used all CGI. And this other dwarf was saying, this motherfucker, literally cursing at him, cost all of us huge opportunities, huge paying jobs. None of us got any work. He used his liberal bullshit propaganda bullshit, and he hurt the entire community because he wanted to spread a political message. And you know what? That's the shit that happens constantly. These liberals take in a cause, they say something, and then they exploit it to the detriment of the people in the community.
Yeah.
It's Dave, to your point too about it. Here's where it hits me, as you guys know. with women. That's why these women these days complaining, bitching, moaning, it just completely shits on the women who came before us. Similarly with the gays who fought long and hard to have basic rights to vote, to be in the workforce. And you want to talk about even present day? How about in Arab countries where you can't even show your face? And you're upset about what, bitch? Like, what are we even talking about? So that's where I get my, panties in a wad. Kind of, parallel.
You don't strike me as somebody that wears panties.
Well, I cannot confirm nor deny. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it up to you, Pill. What do you think about that? What do you think about Dave's hypothesis there?
Commando or no commando?
Commando in chief. You know what I mean?
Girls are girls commando when they don't wear panties? That's what guys are.
Al fresco, commando, just going for it. Yeah. But Dave, I will say, because you keep that's right, just letting all the air in. It's just you're one with nature.
That just elicits for some reason, and this is I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. It just elicits images of like a fishing pier with seagulls.
No.
I can't say I did. Wait, Dave's imagery of women's anatomy. It's like a back cave with seagulls on a boardwalk. I don't know. Like,
when you're talking about
J-Lo
when you're talking about a bare uncovered vagina and you're talking about seagulls on the beach and fish smells, this is not a good connection, Dave. You've been spending time with the wrong ladies, buddy.
I'm just saying, when you say al fresco, it just, for me, it doesn't sound
Dave's sex
good.
ed department at his school needs to get straight up doged, okay?
No, let's see, Maven says commando. I agree. Commando doesn't sound pier-like. Commando sounds... acceptable. When you say al fresco, I'm thinking like, ooh, that sounds like a Summer's Eve commercial.
But what I was going to say was, Dave, you keep making a point, and I get why, about how conservatives back then were more, everything was holier than thou, taboo, stick up their butts, whatever it is. Now you're like, we don't care, right? How it's sort of the roles have been reversed. But I will say, even talking about this stuff, it kind of shows you, I'll kind of like end on this. I know we have one more thing, but how suppressed this conversation is and how much people want to talk about it. Like, we have pills popping like never before. Do you remember when we
said boobs? Apparently, it's a trigger word there.
Still debating boobs, but producer Rob said if you want to start a national conversation that includes everyone, left, right, men, women, gay, straight, talk about boobs. But do you remember when we did that Twitter space and Gary Cardone hopped in and he's like, all right, guys, boobs, biceps, or Bitcoin? And it was so lively. Yeah. Everyone chimed in. So I'm just saying something to think about. It's like, we've been so, again, suppressed to talk about these topics, and clearly it gets the people popping. So just something to think about.
Look at Christy's comment.
I saw. She loves the D.
Christy. Okay.
Yeah,
That's my girl. That's
I put it up before. About. I put it up again for everybody.
Christy for the win. But don't you guys agree? It kind of is like, goes to show that that's what gets the people chit-chatting and
look, everybody likes to talk about sex stuff, boobs, butts. It's like the one thing that everybody wants to talk about that doesn't talk about it, but when they're hanging out with their friends and they have one drink, everything becomes sexual. But then when they're in their public lives, they're like, we don't do that. I don't know how any of us got here. So whatever. Do you want to talk about Moana, or do you want to talk about
Moana? A creepy segue.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what it's.
Talk about her butt.
This is not planned. This is not a la Epstein, guys.
I mean, we don't have a really good segue here. Maven says the windows are open, curtains are flowing.
Sometimes you got to do the.
I don't know. Do we do Mike Myers or Moana here? I just don't know.
Oh, we didn't even do the 9/11.
Or the 9/11. We don't
have to do that later. That's a next timer.
Let's just do the Moana thing. It's funny because.
All right.
I want to know if people think this is cute or if this is annoying. Check it out.
Every turn I take, every trail I trek, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it.
When the sail of the sea goes behind me.
I don't even think that's the word.
So was the little girl singing on the plane intercom?
No, on a 2-hour delayed flight.
That flight was sitting there for 2 hours, and it didn't leave the tarmac for 2 hours. And then I guess they're like, We
Let's
want
do
off this
karaoke.
plane. And they're like, no, hang on a second. This cute little girl wants to sing Moana. Okay, fuck it. I don't care how long we wait. This is adorable. So the question at the end of the day is, do you think the people were annoyed on that flight, or do you think it was a gentle reprieve from a 2-hour-long frustration?
I don't think I know from the comments that people were not having this.
People were commenting on the plane?
In the comments. That's why it went viral, because people were commenting like, absolutely not. Like, not the time or place. Somebody kill me. You're on a 2-hour delay sitting on the tarmac probably. I don't know. I'm curious for the trad dad thoughts. I don't know. If I was hangry, if I was sitting there for 2 hours, I don't know. But I may have been like, that's super sweet and it made me smile. I don't know, trad dad.
Man, I think
thoughts?
after 2 hours, you need something, because you're gonna. I'd be about to pull the chute and jump out of the thing, or pummel a stewardess or something. And
that's not even an Air Canada flight.
And puppets in a trunk the whole time too. Think about that.
He's in overhead luggage.
Yeah, he's in the overhead. Like, what the hell's going on out there, Dave?
I mean, I'd take someone belching on the fucking intercom for 2 hours.
Maven says a 2-hour delay, I'd be so drunk I would sing it. They should have to the FAA, by the way, Trump. Listen up, Trump team. In that big, beautiful bill, there is $13.5 billion for air traffic control improvements. Can we take some of that money and create a fund that if a flight is more than an hour delayed, everybody on the plane gets free drinks? Like, that is your prize, free drinks.
How about a
everybody
refund?
Well,
they'll fucking change the shit quick.
Well, yeah, refund works too, and then free drinks.
Unless it's Spirit.
But,
Can I tell you guys a brain buster? Maven is a woman.
Was it Two Spirit?
Wait, Maven
It's
is
Two Spirit Airlines reboot.
I think
Rebrand.
Maven's a woman, right?
I thought Maven was a man this whole time.
No, Maven's always been a woman.
Maven said, as the mom of a little girl, I
Yeah.
approve.
I mean,
Wow.
why did you think Maven was a man?
She just did.
Maven, I'm
I
sorry.
thought, yeah.
Maven, I apologize for Taylor's
Wow.
ignorance of your gender.
Gender,
She misgendered you, and I know that you feel attacked, and you're shaking.
I identified you as a producer.
That's a
Rob
hate
said,
crime.
"What are you, Scrooge?"
That's a hate
I
crime.
shared the Christmas spirit. No, I'm sure in the
That's
moment.
a hate crime. That was a hate crime.
Oh,
Yeah,
take-
I'm
take
referring
me-
you to the Department of Misgendering Affairs.
Take me away in cuffs, but I might like it. Oh.
No.
No, Dave, Trad Dad, what do you think?
Al fresco.
If one of your little girls got out up there and sang her heart out.
Look, I'm torn. Now, I think it was adorable, and she had a good voice for a little kid. My issue is this, and as of a parent of girls as well, I just can't stand this. Society, in my opinion, has, and maybe I'm making this a bigger issue, but let me tell you, I was just at a graduation for my niece. It was in Tennessee, so that's a factor. But it's not unsimilar from what's or dissimilar from what's happening in other places. Is
I think you told us the story.
yeah,
right,
their kids graduate, and like they're blowing air horns and cowbells and fucking confetti cannons and shit, like
setting wildfires.
Right, setting wildfires to celebrate. We're in a place in society where everybody's kids or everybody's life or whatever they have going on is somehow more important than everybody else's. And it was cute. And maybe the flight attendants were like, heard her singing it and said, I don't know the backstory. So I'm not going to judge. But if it was one of these things like, excuse me, can my daughter sing on your intercom? And she was like, sure. We've been sitting here 2 hours. Don't give a shit at this point. Then it would probably annoy me because it was like, But if it was like different, like if the girl was like singing in the back and the flight attendant, the stewardess, I about said, the flight attendant was like, the flight attendant was like, oh my God,
Make stewardesses great again.
Right. Like, singing the intercom. And then I would have been beautiful and I wouldn't have given any hate whatsoever. I thought it would have been nice. I don't know the backstory, but depending on the backstory, I can have a different opinion.
But how funny that the song is like setting the high set with the sky meets the sea, and it's like you're sitting there on the runway for 2 hours,
smelling some dude's farts. Like
I'm not setting sail anywhere except for the nightmare prison that is my mind on this plane right now.
Yeah,
you know what I can't stand about it? The planes. When the when the stewardesses say when the stewardesses they say like, I'm here mostly for your safety and a little bit for service is what they say. Basically, they say we're here
to tell you to put your mask back on.
Yeah,
Fuck
service.
off.
but mostly safety is what they end up saying.
Yeah.
And you know what? That just pisses me off because, first of all, how many people think that in a fucking safety crisis that these stewardesses are going to be worth a shit?
Stewardesses. It's so funny to hear you say that because nobody says that anymore.
No, it's not going to happen. There's like not going to be worth a shit. They're going to be hiding in the fucking back in the galley with their head between their legs, just like everybody
they're
else.
going to be hitting the mini bar. Like,
yeah, I mean, come on. And they'll be doing Mile High Club in the bathroom. They definitely ain't going to be being much help.
You have weird crisis management skills.
The only thing that they're good for is
puppet.
getting the goddamn drinks and fucking fixing the luggage and opening up the overhead compartment or whatever, right? Like, you're mostly there for my pleasure, not my fucking safety. I hope I don't need you for the safety.
No,
if you have to need me for the safety, then we got a bigger problem on our hands.
Yeah, they're just gonna throw you out as a little life raft. Like,
That's true.
That's our Hail Mary. But speaking of puppet, Maven said, side note, and this is maybe this is a way to end it, right? Bringing the voice to the people. Maven said, side note, can we bring back hot flight attendants?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Where's the lie, actually? I'm talking Britney Spears toxic video. Oh God, puppet smelling his fingers again. Dave.
No, honestly, I think there needs to be an airline. Somebody needs to invest in this, and I'll be your partner. Somebody needs to start an airline called 1970s Air. And you have room with the seats. We can even get those little curtains instead of the little slide upside down. You know what I'm saying? We can even have red shag carpet in the airplane. I don't give a shit.
Hot pants, no underwear, al fresco with Harry Bush.
Right, and that's fine. What we need to do, have hot stewardesses with that little trolley cart they push down the aisle. You can even smoke on this fucking plane. I don't care. But call it 1970s Air and just have it like the good old days when you dressed up to get on an airplane and it wasn't like packing into a cattle car of people packing tuna fish sandwiches and having their phone on speaker. Like, let's go. I want to fly 1970s Air where you have to have some sort of goddamn courtesy again and a hot flight attendant.
In the 70s, did you think that the flight attendants sat on your lap? Like, I've seen pictures like that, and do they really sit on your lap? Because that would be good.
Says I could do without 70s Bush.
I second that. Hooters Airwaves, maybe Jolly Roger. That will be.
Oh no, didn't they have Hooters Airways and went out of business?
Well, Hooters is just on the rebound from a potential bankruptcy, so maybe that's the rebrand.
Yeah, I heard that Hulk Hogan's gonna buy it.
Yes,
Hooters Airwaves?
potentially Hooters. Right?
Oh,
Hooters.
the restaurant. Well, what would it then we call Hulks? The
Hooters.
Would it be great if the Hooters
Hooters
girls walk over to your table and rip their shirts off? Oh yeah, or
that'd be
something
great.
Like that?
What you gonna do when the Hooters boobs run wild on you?
What did he used to do that? Like, what did he do with his arms?
Oh no, do we use that's the Rock? We smell with the Rock.
No. Hulk Hogan used to do something with his arms.
I don't know. It's just like plot twist. The waitresses come and wrestle you, and then not. Yeah, I was gonna make a bad joke, but I told producer Rob I thought it would be fun to take a trip to Hooters while it's hanging by a thread, take a trip to Twin Peaks, which is the lumberjack version, and do a little compare and contrast. You know, maybe document a little bit. Oh
yeah, we'll see. Well, what a great show we had tonight.
What a show! I'd like to. I mean, Christy, the D is good. When the D is good, it's really
Christy
good.
Loves the D.
I gotta just.
Somebody better go hit her up real quick.
I just gotta slow clap it. There's nothing like a good D. Maybe as a little cliffhanger, guys. We did leave out yeah, there it is. We did leave out our tinfoil titties and testes, which was going to be the unlikely source of TMZ reporting.
Sorry, Jolly Roger said. So, oh yeah. I think it was the Kool-Aid guy.
That was the Kool-Aid guy.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, which is in Seth Rogen's new show, The Studio. You guys should watch it. It's really good.
Man.
But I was gonna say we'll leave it on the cliffhanger because you have TMZ releasing an investigation about a cover-up of a fifth 9/11 plane, and that separately. That we didn't get to the story, but that the actor Mike Myers of Austin Powers was apparently tied to CIA with Diddy parties coming out in the trial. Yeah, do with that what you will. And also like the spy who shagged too. I don't know, but
do you want to see that picture of Mike Myers real quick before we go? Because we already have it.
He used to go to the Playboy Mansion a lot too.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He turned into an androgynous person.
Actually, kind of, yes. He's one venti shot away from your local Starbucks barista.
Like he's the kind of guy, like he looks like a flight attendant on that airplane from Canada.
Yeah, I know.
He was
so-
on that flight.
Oh, and he's Canadian.
Yeah, it's all maybe it's
He's
all
probably
tied together.
Two-Spirit.
Everybody, he's probably Two-Spirit. Get your, thinking caps.
Yeah, baby.
conspiracy
Yeah.
thinking caps on. Yeah, baby. Do we make you horny, baby?
Is he
I do
liberal
like
now,
that
Mike
movie.
Myers?
Huh?
What?
Is Mike Myers liberal?
I'm sure.
I don't know. We'll have to. There's a Kool-Aid man.
Yes.
I want to know from the
Ooh.
chat if you guys like this freestyle, freewheeling vibe
balling.
we had
Free
tonight.
balling.
Free
Free
balling,
balling.
al fresco,
Al
fresco.
vibe we had
Commando.
tonight.
Episode. Yeah, we really had no plan tonight, guys. I don't know if it showed. I did not prepare for the show because
You had to shit.
I had to shit.
Let's cut to the chase. I mean,
It happens. It happens
don't beat
sometimes.
around the bush or the 70s bush that Dave said should return.
Oh,
on
Jolly
planes.
Roller says he's liberal. Interesting.
Sometimes you just gotta shit.
Yeah. Well, don't chug coconut
Nature
water and go on a
calls.
long walk in the freaking Florida humidity. That was awful. Anyway,
Nature calls, so does PU
yeah,
every night.
I had fun
Tuesday-
tonight.
Tuesday at 10,
Yeah, I don't know if the show is any good, but we, Pilled loved it, and we love Pilled. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, Maven wants more. She's like,
Tuesday.
give me more. Jolly Roger says a colon cleanse. Yeah, it was pretty good. I figured if I have to get a colonoscopy, I might as well do it after this. Save the prep.
Maven likes the free ball.
yeah.
I'm gonna take my non-Kylie Jenner's straight out of here.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Tuesday, as always, and for another Politically Uncensored. And I don't know what we're going to do next Tuesday. We're going to see what happens, but we're trying to avoid the political stuff and just sprinkle it in here, guys, as necessary. Because
It's got it's obviously politically undertoned, the
Yes.
entire thing. So
Maybe when we get the budget, we will do the next episode from a Canada Air flight.
that would be
We'll
Pill
see
is
how
better
that
on all of
goes.
our platforms. I agree, Jolly Roger.
Yeah, Pilled is
And-
elite.
And by the way, yes, Hulk Hogan was in Milwaukee's RNC, and he was also at was he at the Madison Square Garden rally
he
as
was.
well? I think he was in the Madison Square Garden rally. I
He
saw him
was.
there. I saw Hulk Hogan at a bar in Key West. He was on the beach. That dude is ripped. He's like this big. He's huge, and such a nice guy too. By the way, Hulk Hogan. Not oh yeah, brother. That's what he used to say.
listen to me, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you guys should watch The Studio on Apple TV because they make fun. It's a satire all about Hollywood. It's actually really funny. And Kool-Aid is like the crux of the whole thing. It talks about how woke Hollywood has gone and corporate and doing these big reboots and whatever. But there's a whole episode about is Kool-Aid racist? And they have an all black cast, and they're like, they're gonna think we're racist. It's really funny.
I
So
love Kool-Aid. I
they're
grew up on the red
politically
one.
uncensored.
The red Kool-Aid. The red Kool-Aid. And the
That's
the
the main
little
one.
the orange I called it the orange juice container because
The
my mom would
Tupperware?
buy that frozen orange juice and put it with nasty water in that little orange jug.
All I
and
know is you're just jerking off the air on next
no,
to
I'm
Puppet's
not.
head.
I'm telling you about a jug. Your mind is in the gutter.
Jugs.
I saw.
No,
like
it was guys. Pilled. Before we go, I need to get some validation here. Does anybody remember the orange jugs from like the 1980s?
Yeah, it's like the Tupperware ones.
Yes, and it had that little suction lid on it,
Well,
a
that
little
suction
button on
lid.
it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then so my mom would put the damn frozen orange juice in there, and it would give me anyway. We used that for red Kool-Aid as well. I used a red, not purple. I don't know who drank the purple. The red Kool-Aid was the bomb. 1 cup of sugar, not 3/4 of a cup, as the little packet calls for. By the way.
Right,
Yeah, it needs more sugar.
Yeah, the SpaghettiOs from a can with
Oh,
the
yeah,
meatballs.
baby. I ate a lot of
and red
SpaghettiOs.
Kool-Aid in the orange Tupperware jug is my childhood, basically, in a nutshell. And Garbage Pail Kid cars.
Yeah.
Pilled is getting savage.
Yeah.
We need, you know what we're gonna do? We need to do the PU after hours, where if you guys think this is unhinged,
No, it can't get any worse than this because my career is be over. Like this is literally as far as I can push it.
okay. Pill Jolly Roger said racist. It's not grape about the Kool-Aid.
What is
so
it?
Just leave it on that. No, never mind. That went over your head. I think. Puppet, you get it right.
Yeah. Free your mouth and your mind will follow.
Good night, everybody.
Al fresco, guys.
Yeah, al fresco. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Al fresco your minds.
We'll see you next Tuesday.